Well, Ronald, welcome to St Mary's. How does it feel to be the new manager of Southampton Football Club?
It's a fantastic feeling, and after the first day that I met Les Reed and we spoke about this possibility, now I was happy, I was impressed about the philosophy of the club, and I'm very happy to be the new manager of the Saints.
What did they tell you about this club and our vision?
No, the first meeting was talking about football. That's the most important, the philosophy of the club. I knew a lot of Southampton FC because also in Holland the youth academy of Southampton is very famous, and it's a little bit like Dutch, like Holland, because we give a lot of possibilities to young players, and that's important for the Southampton FC to give the kids, the young players, possibilities to reach the first team, and that philosophy, I was impressed about that.
Obviously, you've played and managed in Holland and Spain, also managed in Portugal as well. Has it always been an ambition of yours to come to England at some stage?
Yes, a great ambition, because we see a lot of matches from the Premier League in Holland, and it's maybe the strongest competition in Europe, with great clubs, with great players, and we admire, from Holland we admire the Premier League, and I said one day to myself, if I get one time the opportunity to be manager in England, I like to do that.
You've obviously been linked with plenty of English teams in the past. What was it about Southampton that made you decide that this was the correct English team to come to?
No, I think important is for every manager, for every coach to you can't plan your career. Sometimes you get possibilities, sometimes not. And this possibility to be the new manager of Southampton, it was an important step forward for me as coach, and I like it very much because from the first moment, the contact with the club, the contact with the chairman, with Les Reed, it was very good, straight, open communication, and I like that, and that was more easier to come to Southampton.
You mentioned before that Southampton's record of youth development is something that it's known for in Holland and across Europe. How much are you aware of the journey that this club has been on, especially over the last 5 years?
Yeah, the club changed a lot. I read the history of the club, and they make a good movement in the last few years to come to the Premier League. Last season it was a fantastic season for the Southampton FC, and we like to continue that, and that philosophy with young players, with players who had a lot of ambition. I as coach and the rest of the staff, we have that kind of ambition, and that's very important.
Have you had much of a chance to assess the squad that you're going to be inheriting here at Southampton?
Yes, I saw something about the squad, and we know about all the rumours about the players. I think the club and I will do everything to keep the best players, and but finally is that the decision of the club, and I look forward to start the trainings in the beginning of July.
You mentioned rumours. Obviously, the fans, as they do in the summer, are always talking about which players are going to come to Southampton. I mean, I know it's your first day in the job, but have you already started to think about players you might like to bring here?
Yes, a little bit, because always we try, the club will always try to have better players, to do something better than last season, and no, that's the reason for as a manager, that's the reason for the club to come together, and we look forward to a great period in Southampton.
Tell me a little bit about your coaching staff. You've obviously brought your brother Erwin to the club. That's quite a big step. I don't think there's been many brothers who've managed together in the Premier League. How special was it for you to be able to work with him for the first time?
No, that's true. That's very special. Often we spoke about that opportunity. If I get the possibility to be the coach outside of Holland, we talk about that, and Erwin has a lot of experience as a coach. He had the experience to be the second coach when Hiddink was coaching PSV, and the character, mine and my brother, is different, and who better you can confident in your brother than whobody else, and that was, and I think it's a special for the family Koeman, because it's not often that two brothers are working in the same staff in a football club.
You've also brought Jan with you as well, who's someone you know very well from a number of your clubs in the past.
Yeah, that's true. I work in Portugal with Jan. I work in Holland. I worked the last season in Feyenoord with Jan. It's a very good physical coach, an important part of the football, and a coach who will develop himself. We know something about the lab of Southampton. It will be great, and we like to enjoy the fans, the crowd, because they like it, and we will do everything for that.
You have 2 weeks now until you meet the squad for the first time. How much are you looking forward to that, for one? And do you know any of the players in the squad from previous clubs or previous matches in your other teams?
Yes, I know some players. I read some information in the last 2 weeks, and I will do everything to prepare well in that case, and that's important. And the best way to know players is starting training, because in the pitch, then it's more easier for me to see the qualities of the squad of Southampton. But in general, my impression is very positive.
So what do the next 2 weeks hold for you then, Ronald? As we said, pre-season training starts on the 1st of July. What are you planning to do for the next fortnight?
No, first I will go tomorrow to my family in Portugal, in the Algarve, and for 3-4 days more holiday. After that I will go back to and I told you before, to the nunnery, because my English is not so perfect. I like to speak better, and I will go for some hours studying English, and in that case as well, good preparation for when we start, and the rest of the week we make the plans for the preparation of the season.
Finally then, you've signed a 3-year contract to be our new manager. What do you see happening to Southampton Football Club over those next few years?
I think continue what they did, and maybe to reach something more, to win prizes, maybe one day to play European Cup. I think that has to be the next steps for the Southampton FC, and we will do that with everybody, and that's important. What I saw from the beginning when I spoke to Les Reed, the feeling was a family, and I'm that kind of person.